Johnny Howson signed on to a new deal. Isaiah Jones signed on to a new deal. Michael Carrick tied down for another few years. Luke Ayling signed permanently pretty much straight away. Aidan Morris, he's pending from Columbus Crew. And we've got our official second signing of the summer already. Delano Burgzorg has officially signed for the Boro. It's safe to say this football club ain't messing around this summer. What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. And I said in the last Boro video I did, which I believe was the Michael Carrick signing a new contract one, although we have obviously covered Luke Ayling as well, I said that it would be a long time until Boro next made a signing and things would go quiet, and I've been shown to be completely wrong. Barely into the middle of June, Boro have made their second signing already, as Delano Burgzorg has signed from Mainz, believed to be around £3 million-ish. We don't know the exact fee on it, but it's been dressed up as an undisclosed fee by the football club, and he's penned a 4-year deal at the club. It says on the website the former Dutch youth international spent last season on loan in the Championship with Huddersfield Town, where he scored 7 goals in 33 appearances, so 1 in 6. The striker, who also qualifies to play for Suriname, shot to prominence as a teenager in the Netherlands before a spell with Italian side Spezia. During the season, they won promotion to Serie A. He impressed further on his return to the Netherlands before securing a move to the Bundesliga side Mainz. Boro head coach Michael Carrick has said, "We're really happy to bring him in. He experienced the league last season and we're excited about what he's capable of doing. He's a threat and will be a real asset because he has different types of attributes to what we already have. He's a good addition to the squad, and being able to get things done early means he will be here for the start of pre-season. He becomes the second signing of the summer following Luke Ayling, who has joined permanently after impressing last term." So, Burgzorg, or Delano Burgzorg, and by the way, who the hell would want to mess with a player called Burgzorg? So, first impressions, I guess on paper, you wouldn't say he's a striker that instantly gives you excitement. He's not a striker who screams goals. As I say, 1 in 6 last season for Huddersfield. Of course, he has had numerous spells at previous clubs, but the most comparable was Huddersfield last season. And instantly, people's first thought when they think of Huddersfield from last season is bad, because of course they got relegated, they were pretty poor going forward, and Burgzorg was a part of that squad. Now, it's obviously at the same time very easy to judge a player who was in a relegation squad and instantly think that he's a bad player. And I have seen and heard clips, and I think I may have even saw the clip of him straight up arguing with Huddersfield fans last season. But I don't think you can judge a player on that solely, because it would have been a toxic place at the time. The fans will have understandably been furious, and passion from a player isn't always a bad thing. Of course, when things are going wrong, you don't want to see players and fans almost arguing by the side of a pitch. But I think that passion is quite... It's good. I like that fire in the belly from a footballer. It might have that little edge. If it's utilised in the right way, I think it could be just as much of a net positive as it could be going the other way. And he did say in his social media post, "Let's make history together." It was a very bold and punchy kind of post, and that very much gives me the impression of what sort of character this guy is. So I'm going to park all that and just judge him on who he is as a player. And I think it's safe to say I don't think he'll be a starter for Boro. I don't think he'll be a regular starter for Boro. Of course, his goal-scoring record is not as good. He is predominantly a striker. And from what I've gathered and seen, and what I've seen from others, from forums and the like, is he's a player who, I guess in similar ways to Lath, plays on instinct. He's a player who you don't want to give too much thinking time to do. You don't want him to be involved in build-up play where he's got to run at a defender, pick a pass, try and find a player, or think all that much. He could be, like Lath was, a very raw and instinctive player who plays off instinct and might be best being in and around the box, where he just needs 1 or 2 touches to react to a cross, a ricochet, deflection, and bang, you know, he hopefully puts the ball in the back of the net. So I'm getting similar vibes to what we had with Lath, who was a sort of rough, spiky diamond that I think we've gradually refined into a pretty much, I'd say, 20 goal a season forward when fit. And as we saw last season, a striker who can score all types of goals. And we've seen it with Lath, we've seen it with Akpom, we've seen it in a number of different ways. Michael Carrick and his coaching team can improve players. They can make players get better. And Boro's model is to always bring players in who maybe aren't the finished article, and we turn them into an almost finished article. And I think we could see something similar here with Burgzorg, a very rough diamond that we just need to, you know, shine around the edges and just smooth off and hopefully improve him as a player. But I don't think, like I say, there's too much pressure on this signing, because I feel like he will be second to Lath alongside Force, and it's a wise move from the recruitment team, because it's not like Boro are desperately scrambling around for a 20 goal a season striker. You know, we saw it last season how tough that is, and I think us going into this season with a 20 goal a season striker is a fantastic tick off the checklist, and one big thing we don't have to stress about. So we only have to shop for depth, and I think that's what we've got here. You know, he doesn't have to blow you away, he doesn't have to be a striker who scores 1 in every 2. He will hopefully just step in for Lath if and when needed and chip in alongside Marcus Force, because of course last season there were times where we had literally Lath, Force and Coburn all injured. So just having that little bit extra up front won't harm us in any way, shape or form, and hopefully he'll be another player who can just get better and follow the club's model of signings. So yeah, it's good. Another few noteworthy points that I picked up on when looking at Huddersfield fans' thoughts was very much that he is quite a selfish player as well. So as I mentioned earlier, with him maybe not being given too much time to think about doing things, he's much more of an instinctive player. It does seem like if he picks the ball up from deep and he's running at a defender, he will always try and take too many touches, not release the ball when maybe he should, and possibly try and take too many shots at goal when perhaps it isn't the best time or place to do that. So he doesn't sound like the most selfless player, he does sound a little bit on the more selfish side, which again can at times be a good thing. For a striker, it is good that strikers are selfish and want to score goals, absolutely. You wouldn't want a striker to not be selfish in a sense, but you also want to get the balance right in terms of maybe, you know, seeing a teammate in a better position and making the most of an opportunity by giving it to someone else. So hopefully, as I say, you know, alongside Michael Carrick's fantastic coaching and from what we've seen in the past, he can coach that into him. I think the bigger picture and what I really took away from this signing wasn't actually the player, it was the fact that Boro have signed a second permanent signing in mid-June. I mean, it's really positive for me to see how quickly we're getting stuff done. You know, we appear to be very prepared, we appear to be on the ball and getting stuff done early, getting new signings in for pre-season. I just have a really good feeling about the club right now, and I've touched upon this before, but we just seem to be functioning really, really well, you know, from top to bottom. We're signing on important players on new contracts. I talked about Howson and Isaiah Jones. We've got Carrick nailed down. We've got 2 players through the door, one of which was outstanding for us on loan last season. So I just feel like I have a lot of trust and reassurance in everything we're doing right now, and it just makes you feel comfortable as a fan that when there is so much chaos and upheaval in so many other clubs in the Championship who are either still needing managers, Sunderland, or they've just got new managers in and are having to sort of start things again. I feel like we're well on our journey to hopefully the destination, which is success and promotion, and we're just continuing to chip away at that, and we're doing things the right way. So I'm happy, more so, with just how everything around the Boro is functioning at the moment, and it makes me very, very optimistic going into next season. And although this isn't a signing that blew my socks off, I'm intrigued to see how he does, and yeah, will surely be a good addition to the squad. A low-risk signing, I would say, that hopefully will pay off. But do let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. I know a lot of Boro fans who I asked on Twitter simply replied when I asked their thoughts on him. A lot of fans went, I don't know. I don't have any thoughts because I know nothing about him. And to be honest, neither do I, really, without doing extensive research. But there will be better lowdowns out there. Of course, the Boro Breakdown podcast, which I am a part of. The guys over there, Johnny and Dana, will do an outstandingly in-depth lowdown, talking stats, looking at clips, really getting into the data of this guy. So if you want to see a real in-depth breakdown of all of our signings, including Aidan Morris, who again is another signing, a midfielder who apparently were really close to getting over the line from the MLS, all that good stuff will be over there. And another quick side note, if you're looking for a podcast to listen to throughout the Euros, we've just dropped our preview pod for our first game, England's first game against Serbia, predicting our starting 11 and where we think England will reach in the Euros. So that's also there if you're excited and you want to go and check that out and see more of me on a different space with different people and like-minded Boro fans. So check that out if you haven't already, guys. But yeah, if you've got any thoughts on Burgzorg, let me know in the comment section below. And if you've enjoyed this video, hit a like on it, of course. And if you're new, please do subscribe, as we'll be doing lots more Boro content throughout the summer, whatever news drops. And obviously it'll pick up massively when we get into pre-season throughout July. And we will be covering the Euros and England's progress over here too. So if that's something you're very intrigued by, as well as a couple of bits of gaming content here and there, this is the channel for you. So subscribe if you're new and hit the bell too so you never miss an upload. But until next time, guys, thank you very much for watching. Do take care and I'll see you all in the next one.